All right, good evening, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. So, welcome. It's incredibly awesome to have everyone here for this ceremony to honor and recognize teachers and school support staff for the remarkable work that they do. And we're thrilled to be able to throw this event in partnership with a number of different organizations in the South Jersey area. And so we're joined by some of the leaders from those organizations. We're also joined by some public officials, and I want to just begin by recognizing those individuals. So Ken Barnshaw is with the South Jersey Credit Union and is a council member in Deptford. Sarah Lipset, who's also a councilwoman in Cherry Hill and is with the credit union, we're joined by them. Angel Fuentes, who is our local Camden council member, is here today. Patricia Egan-Jones, who is our assemblywoman from South Jersey, is here today. And Carmen Rodriguez, who wears both the hats of school district official, who leads our bilingual engagement and is also a freeholder in South Jersey. Let's give all of them a round of applause. We're also joined by a number of other officials who you're going to hear from later, so I'm not going to recognize them right this moment. You're going to hear from them in a moment. I'm going to be very brief today. I'm going to serve as your MC and just pass the microphone off to other individuals who are going to speak to you and inspire you, I'm sure, in many different ways. I just want to say how grateful I am to be able to share in this moment with our dedicated staff. In the 3.5 years that I've been here, we see progress inside of our schools. At the same time, there's been a lot of change. And what I'm particularly inspired by is that amidst that change, amidst the challenges, amidst the myriad obstacles that can come up in any given day, in any given school, our educators, those who we're honoring today, have overcome them and have kept laser focused on students inside of their school and are getting incredible results. So let's give all of them a round of applause just to kick things off. So it is my pleasure now to introduce our Deputy Superintendent, Nikrena McAndrews, who's going to share a few remarks.
Thank you, Paymon. Good afternoon to everyone. It is a pleasure to stand in front of you as a fellow educator. This is one of the best days in the world when we get to honor, when we get to acknowledge, and when we get to really celebrate those of you who are on the front lines, making sure that all of the visions, that all of the dreams, that all of the hopes that we have for our students in the city become real and that they are actualized. So thank you. As a graduate of Camden High School, 1987, when I look at you in the room and I look at your faces, you may be security officers who are acknowledged today, you may be teachers, paraprofessionals. I remember my teachers. I remember Martha Myers. I remember Mr. Darrell Shelton. I remember Miss Dorothy Wyatt, a principal, but she was a teacher at some point too. And I remember just the huge and significant impact that they made on my life as a student growing up in the city. And because of that, there was no opportunity that I thought that I could not attain. There was no school that I thought that I could not go to. Even though I may not have had all the preparation in my heart of hearts, I knew that I could do it if I tried hard enough. So I'm here. It's a privilege for me to serve. It's an honor for me to say thank you to our community members, our esteemed officials, to everyone here. Sit back, relax, and let's get ready to celebrate those individuals who aren't always celebrated first. Have a wonderful evening.
And I want to welcome up our board president, Martha Wilson, who is going to say a few words and also recognize some of our sponsors.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed an honor to be before you this evening. Today is a very special day for me because today we get to honor our students, our staff, and most importantly, the students who are in our school district and recognize them for the things that they are achieving and the good things that they are doing. I am an alumni of Camden High. I came out in 1970. I came on the Camden City Board of Education in 1997. And today are the very things that I have fought for and what I serve and stand for on behalf of our children in this district, along with the rest of my board members, that we work together with the unions, with the staff, with the administrators. I remember in 2004, 2005, the parents started the process through parental involvement, working and putting in a plan through CUSAC, New Jersey CUSAC, so that we could begin to work with our colleges, our universities. We knew that in order for us to get the type of partnerships that we needed for our children, that we needed to work with you. And we have to come together and work together as one. That's what it's all about. So it is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me today to stand here and recognize all of you who are a part of us to make those dreams come true for our children, to open doors and give them opportunities that they have not had the opportunity to do before, to give them a vision so that they be able to just dream beyond their wildest dreams. And you're helping to open those doors to do that. So I want to say thank you to Subaru of America, South Jersey Federal Credit Union, the Townsend Press, New Jersey's 5th Legislative District, some of you are here today, Councilman Angel Fuentes, Nihilus Flowers and Gifts, and Body Needs Massage. Thank you to each and every one of you, and to our unions, to all of you who have helped to support us as well. Thank you, and have a blessed evening.
Before I introduce our keynote speaker, I also want to recognize our CEA president, Robert Farmer. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you for being here, sir, and for your leadership. All right, so our keynote speaker is Mr. Lex Gillette. Lex Gillette is a runner and long jumper who medaled in the last 2 Paralympic Games and mentored our students at Coopers Point Family School last year. After losing his eyesight as a child, Lex dedicated himself to running, jumping, and setting himself challenging goals in athletics and life. By setting these high goals and staying focused on the future, Lex was able to overcome the obstacle of losing his eyesight and to focus on fulfilling his limitless potential. This is the type of inspirational message he offers Camden students and staff as part of Classroom Champions and organizations we partner with. Lex is inspiring to students and teachers alike, and we are deeply grateful he's here today to have him help honor our staff, our teachers, our support professionals. And let me now welcome him up to give the keynote address. Please give him a round of applause.
Awesome. Hey everyone, how are you doing tonight? It's awesome. I live in San Diego right now, so I will say the weather is a little different out here on the East Coast, but I'm originally from the East Coast. I'm actually from Raleigh, North Carolina. And as a kid growing up in Raleigh, I lived life just as any kid would live. I was playing video games, I rode bicycles with my friends, we run around outside, and life was good. One particular day I had come home from school, I went through my regular routine, ate dinner with my mom, and after dinner I went to the bathroom to get cleaned up for bed. As I was sitting inside of the tub, I started noticing that my sight was blurred for no reason at all. And so I jumped out of the tub and I hopped onto the bathroom counter, and that's when I immediately knew something was wrong because it was hard for me to see my reflection in the mirror. So I yelled and told my mom what was going on. She thought maybe I had gotten something in my eyes from playing outside earlier that day. So we got some water, we cleaned my eyes out. It made it feel better, but it didn't clear my sight any. So she said, maybe just go to sleep, and in the morning everything will be okay. When I woke up, nothing had changed. My sight was still blurred, but I thought that I would still be good enough to go to school. So I got my things together, packed up, got on the bus, went to school. Halfway through the school day, teachers called my mom and they said that we need you to come get Lex because he's not acting himself, he's acting out of character, we don't know what's happening. My mom picked me up from school, took me to the doctor, and after an examination, they said I needed to have an emergency operation because I was suffering from retina detachments. So I had one operation and it was successful. I could see well for, I would say, 3 or 4 weeks. Excuse me. After that time, the same problem happened again. My retinas detached again for no apparent reason. So I had a second operation and it was successful. I could see well for another 3 or 4 weeks. After that time, same problem happened again, my retinas detached. So that was the pattern for the entire time that I was 8 years old. I've had a total of 13 operations on my eyes, and 10 of those occurred that year that I was 8 years old. After the last one, doctors said there was nothing else they could do to help my sight, and they said that you're going to be blind. You're not going to be able to see anymore. So for me, it wasn't going home and going through my routine, eating dinner, going to sleep and waking up and all of my sight was gone. It was, I would go home, go through my routine, eat dinner with my mom, get cleaned up for bed, go to sleep, and I would wake up the next day only to see a little less than what I did the day before, until one day I woke up and I couldn't see anything. And it was a really tough time for me because I felt lost, and I felt disconnected from everyone else because I couldn't see anything anymore. And we place a lot of importance on being able to, you see to drive, you see to watch television, you see to play video games, and I couldn't see my family anymore. You can look at people and say certain things without even uttering a word, and I couldn't do any of those things anymore. But fortunately, I had a really awesome family, my mom especially, and they were like, you know what, we're gonna make this happen, we're gonna get through this, and you're still gonna be awesome, you just may have to do things differently, and some of these things that we feel like you'll be able to do, you just won't be able to see them. So I learned how to read Braille, and if you know what Braille is, clap your hands one time. That's a lot of, all right. Yeah, Braille, that's, what blind people use to read. It's the dots on the paper, and it's, positioned in different patterns, and you're able to read. So that's how I got through school. And I learned how to use a white cane. So I was able to navigate around by myself. But once I got into high school, that's when things sort of switched up for me. And I met a gentleman by the name of Brian Whitmer. He was responsible for helping me through school, and my mom kept me in public school because she felt like it would be much more of a real world experience for me to be alongside my sighted peers. So all I really know is interacting with you sighted people, and I had Mr. Whitmer alongside with me in PE class. We had to do this physical fitness test one day where you had to do as many pull-ups as you could, push-ups, sit-ups, and one of the events was standing long jump. I could stand in one spot and jump really far. And it was surprising to a lot of people because, oh my gosh, this blind guy he has hops, he has bunnies. And Mr. Whitmer had gotten the bright idea of saying, you know what, I think you could go to, maybe the games one day because you're really athletic. Let's take you outside, and I want to show you an event called long jump. And so initially I thought long jump was simply what I was doing in that fitness test. You just stand in one spot and you jump. But he told me that I needed to run and jump. And so I reminded him I'm missing one of the most important pieces in the equation. And he's like, no, we can switch it up. What we're gonna do is, there's a takeoff board. I'm gonna stand at the board. I'm gonna clap and I'm gonna yell, and you run in the direction of my voice, and you count your strides, and once you get to the appropriate stride, then you can jump. I tried it a couple times. I really didn't like it that much, but he kept telling me about the games, the Paralympics, and being able to go and representing the United States and wearing red, white, and blue and having the flag on my chest and standing on the medal stand and winning medals. And it was such a vivid illustration that finally it became something that I started seeing for myself. And I started putting in all of the work and all of the effort into being this athlete. And, he was with me every step of the way. And he was a teacher. And for that reason alone, for him being able to be alongside me and investing so much time into me and pouring his heart and soul into me, I have a really great appreciation and a lot of love for teachers. And give it up. And so I remember the days when I grew up and the doctors told me that I would never see again, and that really motivated me, because although I wasn't able to see anymore, I promised myself that I wouldn't tell anyone. I would never tell anyone what they couldn't see. And so it became my mission to always show people who they can be and where they can go, and seeing their true potential. And that's what led me to Classroom Champions. And it's by far one of the best programs on the face of this planet. And to be able to work with the kids and also work alongside teachers like Ms. Martinez is just a really fulfilling time. And we work with the students from the beginning of the school year until the end of the school year. So throughout the year, you're talking to them about important skills like perseverance and goal setting and leadership and teamwork and all of these amazing skills that will help them in the classroom, but also help them in life as well. But I would call it a blessing and a curse. At the end of the school year, it all kind of comes to an end, and you have to say your see you laters and things like that. And that's just a really tough time, because you've built this bond with the kids throughout the year, and you just don't want to let them go. And I'll never forget last year I was training for Rio, and I had gotten this message through Twitter from a reporter in Camden, and she said, I want to give you a call because I have a few questions for you. All right, well, let's get on the phone and talk. So she calls me up, and she was saying that you have some kids in Camden, and they had a 5K to raise money to bring you up to their school. And I was like, wait a minute, like, huh? And she sent me a link to this video, and my computer, my phone, all of my technology, it talks to me, so I was able to click the link, and the video starts playing, and I hear the kids that I'm used to hearing on the videos that we exchange back and forth each month. And one of the girls was talking about how she raised $100, and another kid was saying that we just want to raise this money because we want Lex to come up and hang out with us and spend a little bit of time. And that meant the world to me. So I told myself, I'm going to Camden before this year is out, before the school year is out, before I go to Rio. I have to do that. And the reason being is because I had that teacher who poured his heart and soul into me, and so I feel like it's my job and my responsibility to turn around and do the same for those kids, because when I was that young 8-year-old kid, I had so many people who gave me that guidance and that advice. It was really huge. And to be able to do that for my Classroom Champions is amazing. I was able to come up here to Camden last June. Was it June? And man, we had a lot of fun. We talked about the lessons that we had learned during the school year. Of course, we had to have a little fun, tossing footballs around. And I hadn't been on a swing in years. I'm swinging, and it was just a really, it's just an amazing program and an amazing time. And I know that, I have friends who are athletes as well, and it's something that they want to be a part of. They tell me a lot, and it's something that, I'm pretty sure a lot of teachers want to be involved as well. So it's certainly a program I feel like is very important in Camden and outside of other areas of the United States. But I would say though, the last thing I would want to say is that all of the medals that I won 4 medals at the games. I've won a number of world championships and a lot of national championships and many accolades and things like that. But I attribute the majority of that success to my teacher, because he allowed me to see something that wasn't in existence yet. He helped me see a vision, and I'm always talking about vision. My slogan is no need for sight when you have a vision, because it wasn't the sight that was the determining factor in whether or not I would be successful. It was having a vision and putting in that work and effort and trying to bring that into fruition. And through the help of my teacher, he helped me become the person who is standing behind this podium right now. So I would just encourage you to always invest into your kids and continue to do the job that you're doing, because you are playing a huge role in their lives, and you have the ability to shape and mold who they're going to be as adults. And they're going to be unleashed into this world one day, and we need amazing kids. So congratulations to all of the honorees. I appreciate you allowing me the time to stand here, and thank you so much.
That was incredible. Thank you, Lex. Wow. I don't know if I really have the words to respond to his message. Just deeply grateful for the work you're doing with our schools, with our students. I've heard so many people in the Coopers Point community rave about Lex. This is my first time hearing him speak. And I think, like everyone else, I was incredibly touched by your courage, Lex, and your authenticity, your sincerity in the message. It's just an amazing story, and thank you for being here, and thank you for your continued support of our students. Let's give them one more round of applause. So we're going to begin the presentation of awards now, and I want to welcome back up our Deputy Superintendent, Nikrena McAndrews, and also she's going to be joined by Sandy Capel, who's the Head of Philanthropy and Corporate Responsibility at Super of America.
Okay, so one of the moments we've been waiting for, and thank you also again, Paymon said it, but that speech was so inspiring. There's always a special thing, you know what you need to hear, and when you hear it, it's always so amazing when it connects. So thank you again. And at this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate and to present awards to our Teacher and Educate Support Professionals of the Year. So I will read the name of the individual, and when you hear your name, please come up, and I'll read a brief description, and you will receive your award. From the Henry L. Bonzel Family School, the Teacher of the Year is Miss Karen Glass. Ms. Glass exhibits leadership and works well with students and staff. She is loved by her students and is an important member of Bonzel School, and she's also a pre-K teacher. Give Ms. Glass another round of applause. And from Henry L. Bonzel School, the Education Support Professional of the Year, Angel Hamilton. Ms. Hamilton shows outstanding commitment to students and their families. She is truly a hard worker and thoughtful person. Let's give Bonzel Family School a round of applause. From the Octavius V. Catto Community School, the Teacher of the Year is Miss Nikrena Steed. Ms. Steed continues to make unbelievable strides with her students every year and contributes to Catto and the Camden community with immense passion. She personifies great leadership. And also from Catto, Mr. Raymond Dominic. Mr. Dominic, known as Mr. D, is an excellent example of a team player. Mr. D makes it a point to help all students, parents, and staff with the friendliest demeanor. Round of applause for Catto. Beautiful. Moving on to Coopers Point School, the Teacher of the Year, Ms. Stu Ray Myers-Greer. Whether it's supporting students in the classroom, staying late to coach and assist with school sports and family events, or just being the easily recognized voice on the robocall, Ms. Myers-Greer does it all. And also, Ms. Sharice Holmes. Ms. Holmes is the ultimate team player at Coopers Point. You would never know she is a one-on-one aide because she is always willing to assist with all students. Her presence, work ethic, and commitment to all students is appreciated. Let's give Coopers Point another round of applause. And from the Alfred Kramer College Preparatory Lab School, have fans in the audience, the Teacher of the Year is Marjorie Cutler. Ms. Cutler embraces innovative instructional practices and engages students in a meaningful way, both academically and socially. And also from Kramer, for our Education Support Professional of the Year, Kiana Roman. Officer Roman is instrumental in advancing our parent and community relations. She builds relationships with students and is well respected by staff, students, and the community at large. Hats off again to Kramer School. From the Arletta Twine Cream Family School, the Teacher of the Year, Myra Grant. Mrs. Grant empowers her students to take control of their learning, so much so that earlier this year, while she was at a PD, professional development opportunity, and her substitute went to the wrong classroom, security went to Mrs. Grant's class to find that students had given themselves roles, handed out work, and were monitoring each other. Mrs. Grant truly prepares her students for the real world. From the Henry H. Davis Family School, the Teacher of the Year, Miss Dovas. Miss Lisa Sophia Dovas. Did I say it right? That's right. Awesome, excellent. Took a step out there. Ms. DeVos is creative and provides engaging hands-on learning for her students. She makes science exploration fun for our students. And Ms. Nancy Lopez. Ms. Lopez is respected by all staff and students. She volunteers her bilingual skills when needed to converse with parents. She works in the after-school program, serves on the Rep Your School Committee, and all special events for the school. Hats off to Henry H. Davis Family School. And from the Thomas H. Dudley Family School, the Teacher of the Year is Miss Denise Lewis. Miss Lewis is a dedicated professional who gives her all to everything that she does. She serves her students with humility and compassion and demonstrates leadership at the building level. The Educational Support Professional of the Year from Dudley, Ms. Wanda Patrick. Ms. Patrick supports the students, teachers, and leaders at Dudley. She takes on any task that is handed to her. She supports the culture and overall function of the building and also serves as the CEA representative. Wonderful. Moving to the Early Childhood Development Center, the Teacher of the Year is Ms. Shawanda Rios. Ms. Rios is a teacher that holds parents, staff, and the community to a higher standard. She is a skilled educator who works tirelessly on individualizing her instruction in such a way that parents are closely tied to their child's education and has a clear role in it. Thank you, Ms. Rios. And the Educational Support Professional from ECDC, Ms. Carmen Cooper. Ms. Cooper is a community figure to students, families, and community stakeholders. She is committed to helping others, committed to teamwork and building up the community so that we are better for children. She is passionate about excellence and justice for children and the community we serve. And right next door, Forest Hill Elementary School, the Teacher of the Year, Ms. Denise English. Ms. English is a giving, kind, and very caring teacher. She goes out of her way to support all her students and truly loves and cares for each one of them. Let's give Ms. English a round of applause. And the Educational Support Professional of the Year from Coopers Point, Ms. Deneen Beckham. Ms. Beckham is one of the most generous staff at Forest Hill. She always has a smile on her face and a kind heart. She supports all the students and families of Forest Hill and serves as an inspiration to the school community. Round of applause for Forest Hill Elementary. And moving to the east side, Harry C. Sharp Elementary School, the Teacher of the Year, Ms. Kathleen Adams. Ms. Adams goes beyond with her students. She gives up her lunch, stays after school if her students need any additional help, and wants all her students to succeed. And the Educational Support Professional, Lydia Booker. Ms. Booker is the definition of a team player. She jumps in whenever she is needed. She is very patient and cares about her students. Thank you, Ms. Booker. Going back on the other side of town, Charles Sumner Elementary School, the Teacher of the Year, Rachelle Carter. Ms. Carter is a team player who works hard so that the entire team is successful. She cares about her students and coworkers, and she makes sure she meets their needs so they can be confident and work to their full potential. She encourages her students to do their best, and she insists that they persevere and never give up. The Educational Support Professional from Sumner, Migdalia Rosado. Mrs. Rosado is a gentle, kind-hearted person who is always willing to help when needed. She has not only been supportive in her classroom, she has supported other teachers in our school as well. She is willing to translate for parents as well as translate letters to be sent home. She is a true jewel. And back on the east side, Veterans Memorial Family School, Teacher of the Year, Samuel Cologne. Mr. Colon has been the glue that has brought our newly added bilingual program teachers together with the general education teachers. He is involved in multiple intramural sports and runs the school dance program. He goes over and above in every capacity and is viewed as invaluable to the students, staff, and community. And Ms. Lenora Milligan from Veterans. She's not here, but I still want to read to acknowledge. Ms. Milligan goes over and above what is required. She leads the parent committee at our school and is also in charge of our partnership with the South Jersey Food Bank, where we provide food to the 80 most needy families in the school community. She is a tremendous asset to the school. Wiggins College Preparatory Lab School, Teacher of the Year, Christopher Anderson. Mr. Anderson is an excellent teacher. He pushes his students to never give up and helps any students that might need additional support. He is an inspiration to his students and serves as a role model to fellow staff at Wiggins. And the educational support professional, Lizzie Perez. Ms. Perez is a well-loved paraprofessional. She directly supports the kindergarten class and helps her students within the classroom and throughout the school, even going so far as to teach them a dance for Hispanic Heritage Month. Congratulations, Ms. Perez. H.B. Wilson Family School, Teacher of the Year, Yvette Fullman Everett. Ms. Fullman Everett is a model teacher for all to follow. Her dedication to her students is only matched by her dedication to her craft. She is a lifelong learner and is always searching and finding new ways to motivate and inspire her students each day. Ms. Fullman Everett. And the Educational Support Professional of the Year, Mr. Michael Benjamin. Officer Benjamin is an asset to H.B. Wilson School. He is always willing to go above and beyond every day. His dedication to his job allows him to have an excellent rapport with staff and students alike. He always has a positive attitude, which shows in his work. Mr. Benjamin. Moving to Fairview, the Yorkshire Family School Teacher of the Year is Ms. Nakia James. Ms. James stands out as a teacher primarily for her strong instructional practices. She also has great leadership skills that are utilized as a grade level chair and coordinator of our after-school program. Ms. James' ability to positively interact with staff, students, parents, and the general community is an asset to our school. Ms. James. And the Educational Support Professional of the Year, Dr. Linda Brown Bartlett. Dr. Brown Bartlett, or Dr. BB, provides excellent leadership in schools and school culture initiatives and programs. In addition to being the anti-bullying specialist, Dr. BB leads our PBSIS team and coordinates the school's calming room. Dr. BB actively works to strengthen programs she leads with research-based practices and does a very good job communicating with parents and stakeholders about various initiatives. Dr. Linda Brown-Bartlett. And also from Yorkshire, Diane Brittingham. Ms. Brittingham is a tireless worker who goes above and beyond the call of duty. Always dependable, she often reports to work earlier than scheduled and stays until she has completed all tasks. Ms. Brittingham takes pride and expects high standards from those she works with. Ms. Brittingham. Moving to the Dr. Charles E. Brim Medical Arts High School, the Teacher of the Year, Ms. Karen Borelli. Ms. Borelli is a major contributor to our school's academic and social emotional culture. She goes above and beyond to ensure our students are being offered the best education possible and ensures they learn the importance of serving their own community. Ms. Borelli. And also from BRIM, Educational Support Professional, Clarissa McGeady. Ms. McGeady is an incredible asset not only to the students she works with, but all the students as well as staff. She is flexible and kind. She works hard day in and day out to ensure equity for all kids. And moving to Camden High School, the Teacher of the Year, Mr. Scott Boostabed. Mr. Boostabed has a creative way of engaging our students with high-level instructional content. He assists with after-school tutoring and the Knowledge Club and commits himself throughout the summers to provide additional assistance with SAT preparation. Mr. Boostabed. Also from our second academy at Camden High School, Ms. Karen Stanford. Ms. Stanford is a teacher leader in the building. She serves as math department chairperson, instructional leadership team member, and participates as a mentor to new teachers. She coaches her department members, and members follow her lead. Ms. Karen Stanford. Educational support professional from Camden High, Crystal Atwater. Ms. Atwater's contributions extend beyond the classroom. She has taken on additional tasks to meet the daily needs of students. Her strong work ethic and positive attitude uplifts those around her. Her dedication and support serves as an example of what we would like to see from her colleagues. And from Creative Arts, Morgan Village Academy, Teacher of the Year, Mr. Brian McAndrews. Mr. McAndrews has a great rapport with the students and uses technology innovatively to create artistic masterpieces. He focuses on students and their overall academic and social development and creates opportunities for students to achieve academic and artistic excellence. Mr. McAndrews. And the educational support professional from Creative Arts, Paulina Anyanwu. Ms. Anyanwu's commitment and dedication to student achievement and college readiness is incomparable and superior to all others. She spends hours to ensure that all students have an opportunity to achieve in school and years long after. We are eternally thankful to her time and service to the students of Canva. Ms. Anyanwu. From the Camden Big Picture Learning Academy, the Teacher of the Year is Mr. Andrew Weinberg. Mr. Weinberg is an exceptional leader and educator who commands a climate of respect and order in his classroom. His ability to connect and meet the needs of each student is phenomenal. The students admire him and enjoy coming to his class. Mr. Weinberg. And last but certainly not least, from Woodrow Wilson High School, the Teacher of the Year is Dr. Eva Diane Lyle Smith. Dr. Lyle Smith directs the Woodrow Wilson Marching Band, the Jazz Combo, and choir in performances throughout the school and Camden community. Under her supervision, the Woodrow Wilson Marching Band performed in the pre-game show for the Turkey Day game for the first time in 8 years. In addition, Dr. Lyle Smith takes on additional responsibilities, including serving as CEA representative for the building. Dr. Lyle Smith. And our Educational Support Professional of the Year from Woodrow Wilson, Ms. Yvette Pruitt. Ms. Pruitt works tirelessly in helping students at Wilson continue their post-secondary studies. She coordinates college fair trips, meets one-on-one with students, locates scholarships, and supports students and families through the process of obtaining financial aid. In addition, she assists teachers and administration during graduation, baccalaureate awards, and induction ceremonies. She also volunteers her time towards various causes in the community. Ms. Yvette Pruitt. Congratulations to all of our recipients.
All right, congrats everybody, that was awesome. And by the way, Katrina nailed that, didn't she? Yeah. Let's give her a round of applause. So now we're going to have some district-wide recognitions. And so I'm going to welcome up two gentlemen who are going to help present the Bilingual and Special Education Educators of the Year Awards. Mr. Ken Bradshaw, who's the Vice President of Governmental and Community Affairs at South Jersey Federal Credit Union, one of our sponsors, and Councilman Angel Fuentes from local Camden City.
Good evening. I'm Jacola Thomas, Director of Business Development with South Jersey Federal Credit Union, and I am a product of the Camden City Board of Education.
Yeah. High school.
Woodrow Wilson in the house. Thanks,
Yes.
Angel. All right. Sorry. Mr. Jackson is a self-contained learning disabled severe special education teacher who teaches at Yorkshire Family School. Mr. Jackson, you can give it up for him. Mr. Jackson treats all of his students like his own children with love and respect. As an educator in the classroom, he sets the bar high for his students while boosting their self-esteem in the process. Mr. Jackson is a model teacher who has seamless transitions, great classroom management, and solid instructional practices. At any time, you may hear the soft whisper of opera music as the students are working in their learning centers or in small group instructions with him. His classroom environment is beautifully decorated and provides his students with the necessary resources to be successful. I present to you Mr. Randy Jackson of Yorkshire Family School.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I graduated at Woodrow Wilson High School. Woo-hoo! And let me just say that I'm not going to tell you what year I graduated, but I played basketball and then went on to play professional basketball with our assemblyman, Arthur Berkeley. Yeah, from Camden High School. I only had like a one-day contract, $50,000. Didn't do too well, but to Paymon, Katrina, and Martha, Carmen back there, Rodriguez, the leadership, I just want to say thank you for what you do for all our teachers and even our children throughout the city of Camden. And it means a great deal for us, particularly the mayor, Dana Red, and my colleagues in city council. Let me just say that Lex Gillette, I just want to say thank you. You know, your story is really very inspirational, and your courage. And I know that many of us have really learned, you know, from that powerful story, and you're really a positive role model. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm here to recognize and give honor to Magda Thompson. I had a check for her for $5,000, but I'm not sure what happened to them. Yeah, I think Paymon took it, so we'll talk to him. Ms. Thompson is a bilingual second and third grade teacher. By the way, today I read to second grade students, and a few years ago I was teacher for one day. And my hat's off to all you teachers. Let me tell you, that Friday I've learned and prepared myself for Monday, and I was there for 6 hours. I don't know where you get your energy, but I just want to say thank you for what you do for our kids. Thank you. As a second, third grade teacher in the Kansas City School District, she is a teacher trainer for chartered English instruction, and she is a fully trained teacher using the biliteracy framework. I like that. I like that because when I was in the state assembly, I introduced a bill, was the Assembly 4415, and it recognizes high school graduates who have attained high level of bilingual proficiency. You know, for the state of New Jersey to recognize them. And so it means a lot, and particularly here in the city as you prepare our students for those proficiency tests. And in addition, she helped write the ESL and K-5 buffs. I need to know what's that. She works very hard for her students who demonstrate excellent progress in both academic and linguistic development. She is a collaborative teacher who works well with her colleague and is always willing to support others. Her commitment and compassion transcends everything she does. For this reason, she has earned the respect of fellow colleagues in the Bilingual ESL program as Bilingual Teacher of the Year. Congratulations. And I forgot to Iva, please give her a hand. Thank you.
All right, the councilman always keeps things lively, doesn't he? And I'm glad that you acknowledged Assemblymember Arthur Barkley. I failed to do so when he walked in, so let's just give him a round of applause. Thank you, Assemblyman Arthur Barkley. Appreciate you being here with everything on your plate. All right, so now we are up to the School District Elementary School Educator of the Year. So I get to welcome up two students to help present this next award. So let me welcome up Ilarimar Fontanillas and Khalil Armstrong, 8th graders from Catto School. How'd I do it, Ilarimar? Close? Close. Try.
Good evening, teachers. My name is Ilarimar Fontanillas, and I'm part of Miss Steed's homeroom class. Growing up, there will be people who affect the way you live. Miss Steed is one of those people for me. Miss Steed is one of those teachers that actually enjoys teaching, and not just about school, but about life. Miss Steed will find different ways to teach a subject if she sees that many people aren't understanding it at the moment. And that's great for the kids who are in her class, because some people don't learn the same way and need to be taught differently. Not only does she teach us school subjects, but she may give us life lessons time to time. For instance, the 8th grade class recently went on a high school tour. When it was over, the high school teachers were complimenting us with the way we were acting. When we returned to school, Ms. Steed explained to us that the reason the teachers were so surprised was because they didn't expect us to actually behave the way we were supposed to. She told us that throughout our lives, people are going to judge us without even knowing us, just because of where we're from. That's a lesson that will always stick with me, just like many other things she has taught me.
Hello everyone, I'm Khalil Armstrong. Throughout my days in school, I've never really cared about my language arts classes at all. It was kind of peculiar. They were either way too easy or too hard. With Miss Steed, it's neither. She's a teacher who can teach a lesson and thoroughly give us life lessons along with it. She doesn't let us off the hook when we make a mistake. While it sounds bad, it's actually an amazing benefit to us students. It helps us learn more about the situation at hand, and ultimately we learn a lot from our mistakes and improve exponentially. Personally, I think most students not only think of Miss Steed as a teacher, but also as a friend who tells us new stories every time we meet her. Many of the things she tells us affects us within our daily lives. Also, Miss Steed is a jack of all trades who does about everything. Fitness, Kayla, which is a after-school program, and the Tramp program. Throughout all of this, I'm 100% confident that she takes delight in the job that she and her students have the pleasure of being a part of. Congratulations, Ms. Steed.
You deserve to be District Teacher of the Year.
Oh, no. I don't like big people, no. I like my students. I do this because I love it. I love coming to work every single day, never knowing what I'm going to get when I get there. But like they said, it's not just about teaching what's in the curriculum, but lessons that hopefully they'll be able to carry with them throughout the rest of their lives. I'm not going to cry, I'm going to keep it together, because they can't know that in real life I'm like a punk. I can't have that. I know one of my favorite sayings is, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I just find that that holds true with my students every year. Thank you.
All right, and we are now down to the final award, and that is the high school. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you. So we are down to the final award, the High School Educator of the Year. And to kick that off, I'm told in my script here we're going to watch a video before I get to welcome up 2 more students. Three more students.
Mr. McAndrews he's very important to creative arts, I feel. I mean, I've had him when I first got here in 9th grade for Mr. Shockley. He was an assistant. He was just there, and he was new to it, so it was a growing process from then. And from then, I had him for PGC, and he was like a mentor to us mentors guiding the freshmen. And throughout that process, he's just been there, and he's been very helpful. And honestly, you can consider him as a friend and somebody that you know will always have a positive outlook no matter the situation, no matter what time of day it is. Just always a very positive person, genuine. So I've always appreciated that about him. And I feel like everything that he does, he's very committed to his job. He's very committed to the students that he has. And if it's anything that they need, he has it. And even if something that you didn't ask for, such as like a birthday present that you weren't expecting, he'll have that for you. And I think just the effort, and he goes miles ahead of anything that you would expect, you know? And I mean, honestly, like I'll really miss him when I leave. So he's definitely had an impact on me and my career as a student at this school. And he'll have an impact to students long past when I'm gone. So thank you for everything that you've done for me and everybody else at this school. I appreciate it.
So Mr. McAndrews has a close connection to me because for me, he started out as a teacher assistant, but throughout the years, I got to know him better. And when I actually had his class, he became like just more than a teacher. Like Jalen said, he was more like a friend and like someone I could rely on to get stuff done. And he'd always give me opportunities to go to like when he took me to Bounce to the Draw Kids and do caricatures.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I was really psyched to have an opportunity like that because I never got something like that before. But he was able to open up the doorways for all that types of things, like drawing birthday parties, or do you want to do this? Do you want to work on this special project? Or do you want to make something out of your head that no one else was doing? Like, he really pushed me to be as creative as I could, and I don't think any other art teacher could have done that. So that was a big thing that really helped. And that's why I think he deserves this award.
That was awesome. Thank you, Jeremy and Jalen. All right, so to honor our District High School Teacher of the Year, I'm going to welcome up 2 students from Creative Arts Morgan Village. Kayla, don't call her Kyla Evans, who's a 12th grader, and Maria Teneo, who's a 9th grader. That's her twin.
Okay, hello everybody. Oh God, okay, yes, don't call me Kyla, I really don't like that. It's my sister. So, Mr. McAndrews to me is somebody that I know that I will never forget, and I give him a hard time to the point where I kind of think he hates me. But I know that I show like a hard way, like I give a hard way of expressing myself to him. And I didn't want him to know this until like graduation, but Mr. McAndrews has become a figure to me where, it's kind of hard to explain, where he's like a dad, but he's like your best friend, he's like your uncle, he's like your buddy that you can rely on, someone that you know when you leave that there will be no one to replace him. And he has helped me in so many ways that it's kind of hard to forget him, and when I leave, I'm so gonna miss him because I know that he cannot be replaced. Like Jalen said and everybody else said too, he gives you things that you may not ask for. He is always there to supply. He's always there to give his time up. He misses lunch. He gives away things that you would expect a teacher to keep. He has helped me move up in my career as a starting career. He has helped me join other programs and work in other pieces of art and actually help me sell work. And I wish that there was some way for me to actually repay him for that, but I know that all that he has done for me, I can never repay him enough. And I don't want him to leave, and I don't want to graduate, and he's one of the reasons why. I just always wish that there was someone to help me along the way, someone like Mr. McAndrews. And Mr. McAndrews, from like here, I'm gonna miss you so much, and I just hope we can stay in contact as like for a long time.
I don't know how I'm gonna top all of that, but okay. Warning, I'm nervous. Okay, so this is what I wrote. Mr. McAndrews is without a doubt the greatest person you could ever have a chance to meet. Kind, genuine, and full of respect for both others and himself. I don't have much to say since I'm not the best at public speaking, but Mr. McAndrews, I want you to know that with I'm sorry. Okay. All right. But, Mr. McAndrews, I want you to know that with every passing day, my admiration for you grows higher and higher. He has been a great inspiration to me and other fellow students. I cannot imagine what life would be like without his love, guidance, care, and... Can you read it?
Yes. Guidance, care, and teaching, especially in particular areas of my life where I have felt horribly depressed, and he cheered me up by making corny jokes, playing the theme song of Reading Rainbow to annoy the freshman class that eventually always end up singing along, or calling me a superhero. It's a great privilege to be one of his students and grow under his wings. I hope that when I'm older, I'll be at least half as great as him. So, Mr. McAndrews, although you say I'm a superhero, to me, to us, to all of creative arts, you will always be the greatest hero of all. Congrats, old man. You deserve it. Don't hide. You gotta face it. Hold it back. Sure. No, stop hiding.
So ever since I first learned I was Teacher of the Year for Creative Arts, I've sort of been in my mind working through if I had to say something, what I might say. So when Dr. Brockington announced over the loudspeaker who was voted Teacher of the Year at the end of the day, December 14th, and started with the name Brian, I sort of held my breath in disbelief. When she finished my name McAndrews, I was shocked. It was one of those moments where something so surprising happens to you and you are stunned. Instantaneously, you feel like you're in a dream. I remember having the same feeling when I pulled the Transformer watch from the toy vending machine as a kid. That was the thing I always dreamed of winning, but didn't believe I would be lucky enough to be the one to actually win. That same dreamlike state, I was and still am in awe. There are many people I would like to thank. I can't stand here in such close proximity to Rutgers Camden and not thank them for their fine arts department, an excellent teaching program for helping me on the pathway to become a teacher. Dr. Brockington, of course, for bringing me onto the staff of Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy. She's a great leader. I first came to Canva as a practicum student, later as a student teacher, then as a long-term sub for Mr. Greff, who I'm sure many of you know, then as an art teacher, 2.5, almost 3 years ago. I would like to thank my distinguished colleague in the Visual Arts Department, Mr. Elroy Brown, who has taught me so much of what it means to be an art teacher at a creative arts school. He and Dr. Overtoom, the drama teacher at Canva, have been my mentors since becoming part of the staff. I would like to thank Ms. Carr, the arts inclusion teacher that I work with, who is an amazing artist in her own right. Obviously, I need to thank all of my fellow staff at Canva for voting for me to be Teacher of the Year. I look up to so many of them and seek to emulate their skill and technique, their caring and drive, that, to be honest, I'm amazed that so many of them thought for me for this award when I can think of at least a dozen off the top of my head that I think should be here instead of me. But what I can speak to from my personal experience is the power of the creative arts to change a kid's life. When I was 16, I hit a rough patch, as many teenagers do. My friends and our lifestyle became the focus of my world. I transferred schools to be with them. We cut class to smoke and drink and hang with the girls. What started as an occasional thing became more and more regular. My home life deteriorated. My father and I fought continuously, sometimes physically, until he had had enough. I'd stopped going to school. By then, too ashamed to show my face in the classroom, and my father, at wit's end, kicked me out. I was not quite 17. I had no real home, and I was a high school dropout. I remember walking down a street in my neighborhood at the end of the day after a blizzard in late winter and thinking to myself, this is bad. This is real bad. I had to humble myself to patch things up with my dad. He told me I had to go back up to school and try to get back in. I made the mess, I had to clean it up. I went to the school, sat nervously in the main office. The teacher who was registering students at that time was Mr. Petty. I explained my situation to him, and he said to me, well, maybe I can do something for you. What are you interested in? I mumbled something about how I like to draw. And luck would have it, it turned out he was an art teacher. He said he'd give me a shot in his art class. Mr. Petty was the first art teacher I ever had that taught me how to be better at art. I've been working on a drawing, and he'd come along and tell me, hold the pencil away from the bottom and use your entire arm when you draw. He'd find me a drawing board in the art room so I had a surface to work on at home. He'd praise my work to the class. I remember when he looked at me one day and said, you are going to the University of the Arts. He helped me prep my portfolio. He came with me to my interview and helped me get a scholarship. He inspired me and mentored me in a way no other teacher had done before. And he had made me a better artist, able to do the magic of creating images, to make a flat surface appear like it had the illusion of space. He helped me give my life a direction, and he helped me give my life meaning. Most importantly, he cared. I got the sense that he really cared about me. There are many examples where I've come to relearn that lesson. Probably the most important one a teacher can learn over the last few years, to care. And I add to that the willingness to be vulnerable to or show your vulnerabilities to your students. Because I think to care is to make oneself vulnerable to another person. There is a risk involved in caring, honestly caring about people. From that truth, I find what is needed to meet every challenge in teaching I've met so far. Lastly, I have to thank my students. From the first day at Canva as a Rutgers Camden practicum student, I watched the dance rehearsal in the auditorium and sat in awe of the beauty of their art and the teachers who taught them so well. I knew then I wanted to teach at Creative Arts Morgan Village Academy. I hated leaving after my student teaching when I taught Jalen and Kayla and young Lexus was here. And I thank God for the blessing it is to stand in the wonder of their ability every day. They give meaning to my work and my life. Thank you.
I didn't envision getting choked up twice in one evening. Thank you, Mr. McAndrews, for inspiring us. Thank you, Lex, for inspiring us. I can't imagine a more poignant way to end this evening. So let me just close by giving a quick shout out to a number of our staff who worked really hard to get all the details right. There's a lot of work that went into this evening. So big shout out to Brendan, Ada, Sheena, Kirsten, Maita, who's at home with her baby now, and Carrie Grimmy. Let's give them a round of applause. And with dessert waiting for you outside of this room, let's give everyone a last round of applause. Thank you all very much.